Hello everyone, this is Jiggy. I'm the lead developer of Path of Titans. It's been a while since I brought you a dev blog, and I wanted to cover a lot of community feedback and talk about some of the game's development coming in the future. I think the biggest thing on many players' mind is what the team is working on right now and what we're doing to improve the core gameplay experience. In terms of upcoming new content that's being released very soon, the biggest thing is 3 new game modes. They are King of the Hill, Capture the Egg, and Team Deathmatch. These game modes have already seen some testing on our public test branch, and we're still in active development. These 3 game modes are what we promised during our initial crowdfunding campaign. The Team Deathmatch game mode pits you and your team against the enemy. Larger dinosaurs reward more points when defeated, and smaller dinosaurs reward less points. Each enemy defeated also rewards you with marks that you can use to unlock different skins. The team that earns the most points at the end of the round wins. Capture the Egg is basically capture the flag, where your goal is to raid the opponent's nest and carry the egg back to yours. While you're carrying the egg, you're much slower than normal, and it gives the players a chance to try and stop you with their attacks. And for the King of the Hill game mode, there are a number of capture points located around the map. Standing inside the area will capture it and start rewarding your team with points. The team with the highest score at the end of the round wins. On all game modes, players can also actually find some hidden items around the map to receive powerful buffs, and they also apply some pretty cool new flashy effects. These game modes are definitely just first tests, and we'll be looking out for player and community feedback to see what other things we can do to improve them. I did want to note that the game mode dinosaur save data will actually be separate from your main dinosaurs, so you won't have to worry about your survival dinosaurs losing growth or marks in these game modes. These game modes will be joinable through the multiplayer matchmaking menu in-game, and you'll also be able to join your friends to the friends list. These game modes are also delivered to you entirely through our modding backend, and are actually entirely functional as game mods. We're making these game mode source files available to modders so they can use them to create their own game modes in the future. It's our exciting first steps into more varied gameplay types of PvP content. Now, while new content is great, I know many players from the community would actually like to see more improvements to the base game prioritized, and for the game to get more frequent patches to address core issues. And you know, I absolutely agree, and I wanted to cover some of the things that we're going to do to fix them. First, we've already begun testing and rolling out a new hot patching system. The system allows us to add things to the game without waiting for lengthy approval process times across all our supported platforms. These hot patches will focus on adding new content to the game and make essential fixes much easier for the team to implement. There's still a few issues with the hot patching system though, and we're still somewhat limited in what we can patch, but these issues will be solved with an update to our game engine. And speaking of that, we're also working on updating to the newest version of Unreal Engine. Based on our testing, we're seeing some pretty great performance improvements to game servers, which will make the game much less choppy when playing on a highly populated server. Upgrading to the newest version of Unreal will also allow us to further extend the hot patching functionality to basically allow us to quickly patch any part of the game, including things like abilities, map changes, animations, bugs, game crashes, and much more. We're really excited to fully start leveraging the hot patching system, and going forward we'll be focusing more on smaller, quicker patches instead of huge patches that take months to deliver. A big pain point for the game right now is the questing system, and we've heard loads of community feedback and suggestions on what we can do to improve the system. The main issues we have heard about are the repetitive quests, the lack of exciting rewards for doing quests, and how growth and marks are really easy to lose if you're killed, especially during the early growth stages when you're often very helpless. Our plan is to begin tackling the quest system from the ground up. That means changing up the system to allow for much more variety in quests. Instead of collection quests or delivery quests, we'll be able to actually create highly situational quests based on the location they take place in, and ideally work towards having fully functional quest givers to ask for help or put the player into interesting situations. We're also working on developing and implementing a metrics and achievement system that will track your in-game activity, such as deaths, kills, fish caught, hours played, critters dug out of burrows, and a bunch of other things too. The plan is to have a list of achievements and triumphs that you can complete to earn extra prestigious rewards, like earning a skin for growing your creature up to an adult, or unlocking a new emote animation for completing a specific quest for an NPC dinosaur. We know the quest system is a core pillar of the game, and it's absolutely essential we nail this. Once our engine upgrade is complete, the plan is to fully focus on overhauling the system and ensure every moment of the game is fun and engaging. While we've been adding a lot of new creatures to Path of Titans, I also think a few of the original crew of dinosaurs are starting to show their age, in both their basic abilities and also their model and animations. We've already upgraded a number of dinosaurs, such as the Ceratosaurus, Concavinator, Suchomimus, and Camptosaurus, but there are a few other dinosaurs that would greatly benefit from a TLC pass. Some of the ones we're kind of looking at first are the Struthiomimus, Barsboldia, and Lambeosaurus, but many other creatures will also get their time in the spotlight. With these TLC passes, we're also planning on updating their abilities and stats, and getting them to be as feature complete as possible. We'll be on the lookout for feedback as these dinosaur updates are rolled out in the future, so please let us know what you think. There are also a number of smaller comments we've received from the community that I wanted to highlight here too. While they're not really new features, they really do impact the day-to-day gameplay, and all improvements here are huge quality of life improvements for most players. The first thing I wanted to talk about was rain. There's a pretty obvious issue regarding rain effects clipping through rocks and also appearing when underground in caves. We're working on this issue in a way that will be both optimized but still look great. While we're at it, we'll also look at improving our rain effects and improving performance during dense rainstorms. We've already addressed some of the problems related to raining during nighttime, making the game extremely dark on mobile and on some consoles too. Speaking of rainstorms, we've also toned down many of the rain and environmental sounds based on community feedback. I definitely agree it was a bit loud and difficult to listen to during long play sessions. And in regards to audio, we've also completely rebalanced the sounds when it comes to dinosaur footsteps and calls. Previously, there were extremely weird distances at which you could hear certain sounds. For example, a baby Spinosaurus was easily heard from huge distances, and it meant they could be easily targeted by hungry predators. We've fixed all that, so dinosaur footsteps properly scale with their growth, and in general, footsteps will not give away your position so easily if you're a smaller creature. This also applies to many vocal calls, with small grunts and generic calls not traveling nearly as far as before, and the broadcast calls will still travel just as far, though. We still have a lot of different changes we want to make to the audio system, such as having different environmental sounds for each biome, as well as better distant dinosaur audio sounds, but those will have to come in the future. We made some critical changes to Venom in the last patch, and I actually kind of wanted to talk about it, because it wasn't really explained very well in our patch notes, and a lot of the community was asking about what our intentions with Venom are. Previously, when you are afflicted with Venom, your stamina would just begin draining over time, even if you were standing still. And with so many creatures so reliant on stamina to maneuver and perform abilities, it basically put Venom-afflicted players into an unwinnable situation, where they're eventually going to run out of stamina without any strategy to counter it, leaving them essentially defenseless. We felt the better change for this was to change Venom to instead dramatically reduce your stamina regeneration rate. That way, the stamina you already have is still available, and gives you the freedom to use it strategically to defeat your attacker. But if you squander it, then you're put in essentially to the same situation as the old stamina system, and are unable to regenerate stamina fast enough to defend yourself. We're still looking for any issues regarding the Venom system and balancing around many status effects, and we'll definitely be looking for player feedback going forward. While most dinosaurs in the game have 11 base skins, we definitely know that many players would love to see more available. We've been working on over 100 new skins for this exact reason, and, with a mix of natural or muted skins, and some of them are bright and flashy, we know it will be exciting to unlock new ways to stand out from the herd. Here's a few skins that we've created so far. These skins are part of the updated questing system and will be earnable in-game by completing tasks and achievements. With this system, we'll be able to continually add new skins and rewards to the game by playing and earning impressive feats. Some of these skins are based on modern-day creatures, and some are completely unique. Either way, it'll be a great way to see more variety in the creatures you meet every day on Gondwa and Pandora. I really hope this dev blog has covered a lot of community questions and given you a good look at what's up next in store for Path of Titans. I also really wanted to thank everyone for all the help they've given us in reporting bugs and crashes. They really are hugely helpful for the team and make it much easier to fix issues as soon as possible. In short, I really want to make sure that we focus on improving the core content output speed and ensure the base game is healthy, and make sure everyone who plays is having a fun time being a dinosaur. We really want to patch up any holes in our gameplay loop and pay close attention to community feedback. Thank you all so much for your support, and I'll be sure to keep you updated on future development. See you later for now.